You know, generally Canadians were a peaceful country. Most of our citizens praise peace, like it's the air that we breathe. But the guy that we looked up to be as peaceful as he could be as a folk singer, once put out a song that put it all in perspective for us, and it still makes me cry. Now, if I Had a Rocket Launcher is a song by Canadian singer-songwriter Bruce Cockburn from his '84 album Stealing Fire, one of the most controversial singles in Canadian history because he's basically telling it like it is. The song was inspired by Cockburn's visit, sponsored by Oxfam, to the Guatemalan refugee camps in Mexico following the counterinsurgency campaign of the dictator Efrain Diaz Montt. Although Cockburn had occasionally touched on political themes in earlier songs, If I Had a Rocket Launcher was his first explicitly political song to be released as a single and earned him a new reputation as an outspoken musical activist. Got heavy play on MTV and later on in Much Music, and opened up a lot of avenues for Cockburn to be celebrated in the States and internationally because it showed he cared to talk about issues that were not his own. Now, in the song, he despairs of waiting for a political solution to the crisis and expresses a desire to take matters in his own hands. Each verse ends with a line stating what Cockburn would do if he had a rocket launcher. In the first verse, I'd make somebody pay. In the second, I would retaliate. In the third, I would not hesitate. The fourth and final verse ends with the song's most famous and controversial lyric, If I had a rocket launcher, some son of a bitch would die. In a later interview, Cockburn stated that the song is not a call to arms, as it's a cry. In 2009, Cockburn performed the song for Canadian troops in Afghanistan. He was subsequently presented temporarily with a rocket launcher. Now, although the song received considerable airplay in Canadian radio in early '85, many radio stations played an edited version which faded out before the son of a bitch lyric was heard. The song failed to reach the national top 40, peaking at number 49 in the Canadian charts in the week of 9th of March '85. It did, however, reach the top 40 in some individual markets. For example, it peaked at number 24 on the Chum charts in Toronto. The song also reached number 88 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts in the States. It was Cockburn's only single besides Wondering Where the Lines Are to reach the top 100 in that country. Now, the song was covered by Cottage Industry on the '91 Cockburn tribute album Kick of the Darkness. Of course, Bare Naked Ladies did Lovers at a Dangerous Time of that album. Now, during their Maybe You Could Drive tour, the Bare Naked Ladies often inserted that some son of a bitch would die lyric into their own song, If I Had $1,000,000. Following their album Rattle and Hum, actually, U2 reportedly rehearsed the song a number of times with the intention to record a cover, although this never materialized. I think they basically chickened out. So I'm reading the lyrics as a public service, not to glorify or to celebrate the thoughts therein, but it's, for 16 lines, this sums it up. Here comes the helicopter, second time today. Everybody scatters and hopes it goes away. How many kids they murdered? Only God could say. If I had a rocket launcher, I'd make somebody pay. I don't believe in guarded borders, and I don't believe in hate. I don't believe in generals or the stinking torture states. And when I talk with the survivors of things too sickening to relate, if I had a rocket launcher, I would retaliate. On the Rio Lacodun, it's 100,000 weight, to fall down from starvation or some less humane fate. Cry for Guatemala with a corpse in every gate. If I had a rocket launcher, I would not hesitate. I want to raise every voice. At least I got to try. Every time I think about it, water rises to my eyes. Situation desperate, echoes of the victim's cry. If I had a rocket launcher, some son of a bitch would die. It gets to me because, we've never really understood why this occurred with all the negativity that caused, even with Southeast Asia and stuff like that from about the early 1970s to into the 80s and 90s. It's the victims of fate. The victims that just have to be there under whatever fucking dictator there was at the time, Chile, Haiti, whatever. And, these dead people have no voices, the mothers of the disappeared or the people with no voices. But if Bruce Cockburn got completely fed up, we're all listening to him. And it was a pop song that basically became popular because he basically said what we're feeling. Maybe if we had a rocket launcher, we could defend these kids. But evil can only be drawn out and damaged if we retaliate. Sometimes you have to fight against evil to make the good rise. And that's what he talks about in the song. I'm sorry, a little bit emotional, but I was. It's pretty well the 40th anniversary of this song, although it was recorded in April and February of '83 in Mexico and Toronto. But if you're a certain age in Canada, this song is still a part of who you are, because the peacekeepers in Afghanistan and the soldiers as well, the different countries. I mean, this is a battle cry to make the evil go away through any means necessary. Because sometimes all you would need probably would be a rocket launcher. If you can save 2 or 3 or 5 people being bombed or shot in the ground, maybe it's time to retaliate. That's the way I think. So that's the story of I Had a Rocket Launcher. If you like what we're doing here, with our Canadian music profiles, let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, or share. Bye.